Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We suddenly decided to have a show in the middle of the semi-final between India and Australia, which is going on. And we thought it would be a great fun match, but as of now, it looks that it's getting lopsided one way. So we decided to have a quick discussion. Kunal and I am unfortunately missing. So we have Amit and Sudeep. Uh, Australia 338 all out rather. One for 180, two for 265. But the bone point of discussion is 22 overthrows, 26 overthrows, 22 extras, two catch spill by the captain, and tremendously poor field placements. I mean, India number 3 in the ODI ranking and the number 2, I guess, in T20. But it has been a very poor performance. I watched a little bit of the match and was very disappointed with the field placement as well as the fielding. Fielding was very sloppy, lopsided. Amit has been pointing out for quite some time that Indian women's cricket team is not as good as it seems on paper. So start off with Amit. We had a good discussion. We thought India would win this match. I'm still not sure because we are halfway through it. So after losing to South Africa and I think they lost to England, right? No, they lost to
Yes,
South Africa
yes.
and England. Yes. You
And
had said
Australia
that
also three losses.
no,
They lost.
India beat Australia.
No. India lost 3 matches in the league stage. One to Australia, the other two to England and South Africa. You can
India
see. You
lost.
can see the table.
India lost
Yes,
3 matches in the group.
yes. And
Okay.
that's when the match against England was most important because otherwise they wouldn't have qualified for the semis.
No, the match against New Zealand.
Yes. So where they kind
So,
of
yeah, so I'll
beat
start off
them.
with you, Amit. Looks like India is going to go down the drain and in a home World Cup, which after 2013, after 12 years, maybe the next World Cup will be when we'll all be very old because the Women's World Cup happens after 3 years and doesn't come to India so often like the Men's World Cup. So, what's your take on this huge disparity between one and two? So, I'll tell you why I'm asking you. In the men's section, India, Australia, England are very close, pitted against each other in ODI and Test as well. You don't know who's going to win because it's a very close difference between the teams. 3, 4 teams in the top are very close in the if we say the top SENA countries and India. Here in Women's World Cup, we are seeing that India is comfortably, if not third, but fourth because they're losing to England also and Australia. So, what is your take on this shoddy performance, especially the fielding part? Over to you, Amit.
Yeah, look, I mean, the fielding hasn't been great. I mean, throughout the tournament, if you just analyze the statistics, you will see that the fielding hasn't been great. In fact, our coach, captain, everyone admitted that they are spending more hours in the net to kind of improve the fielding. But the problem lies in the grassroots level. Although I did read some of the articles. I mean, the grassroots level. If you see some of the countries like Australia, England, these guys are actually natural athletes. I mean, they are born athletes, you can say. But where in India, these girls come from a very humble background and they do not get enough opportunities to kind of play cricket. I mean, some of them have definitely.
But if
Some
you
of them
see
have definitely.
men's cricket, Siraj is also from a very poor family. It didn't,
No, no,
hinder him
no.
from
The
becoming
thing,
a star that he is.
see, one of them. See, I do understand what you're trying to say, but India is a country where I think it's mostly dominated. It's a kind of a male-centric society, right? I mean, even if we see girls playing cricket, we look at it in a different way rather than looking at them in a normal way. I mean, I don't know about others, but I mean, if I see someone playing, I mean, a girl playing cricket, it will be a little difficult for me to fathom the fact that being a girl is she playing. Though things have changed, I'm not saying or I'm not kind of making any gender biased comment. I'm saying that the culture from where we actually come. I mean, we don't see often female cricketers. See, someone like Smriti Mandhana is a natural talent. I mean, he's a natural talent. Someone like Harmanpreet Kaur also, she's a natural talent. I mean, you cannot deny that. Though I am not a great fan of her, but the way she played in the 2017 semi-final, I actually watched the match live, so I could remember her innings quite clearly. Mithali Raj was the captain then. And I mean, the thing is that what I mean. The fielding is very important in modern day cricket, and I personally feel that maybe because of background or at the grassroots level, there is some kind of compromise. Maybe the female cricketers are more focused on either batting or bowling, which we used to see in our men's cricket team also in the early 90s or maybe in the late 90s or early 2000. If you see, I mean, after maybe Robin Singh, Ajay Jadeja, these guys came into the team, the fielding started to improve gradually. Then we had Yuvraj Singh, Mohammad Kaif. But if you see as a whole, the fielding has always been a kind of a Achilles heel in terms of Indian cricket. These days, everyone is a natural athlete, so I will not comment now. But for the female cricketers, I think somewhere down the line, because of their background, this could be a reason that they kind of fumble on so many occasions, and they are trying to improve, but unfortunately, they are. I mean, they are well below par. This is the first point, and the second point is that look, I mean, because of India's stranglehold on the entire ICC model, it seems that, or not, it seems on paper, India looks to be, or in the media, you see that these girls are being treated as kind of a demigods. I mean, if you see Harmanpreet, Smriti Mandhana, someone like someone like Jemima Rodriguez, someone like Richa Ghosh, these girls are these girls are treated as a kind of a demigod. And how they have become that? Because of our media. Now, if you
But
look
let me
back
tell
earlier,
you,
it was
Sriti Mandhana's record in last, I think, 1 year has been phenomenal. How
terrific,
can you say that?
terrific.
Phenomenal.
No, 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 terrific. I do agree, but I'm saying, see, at the end of the day, cricket is a team game. If you do not win it, tell me, has India ever won any ICC trophy in the women's section? No. As of now, no. And India, I mean, see, a team like South Africa, team like not South Africa, I think New Zealand, England, they have been
But
dominating for
then
ages.
India had, Amit, always had big superstars. Diana Edulji, then Shanta Rangaswamy in the early ages, then Mitali Raj, still the highest run getter in the history of ODI women's. Jhulan Goswami, huge superstar. So it is not a
Yes,
problem of this generation then. India had superstars, but they have not won any tournaments. So how do you look at that?
yes, that's what I'm saying. It's a team game. These days also, if you see Sriti Mandhana, Harmanpreet, they're treated as superstars. Maybe Sriti Mandhana has played little better than Harmanpreet, but having said that, I mean, we believe in star culture. That's why we probably haven't won any significant trophies in the, I mean, in the female version of cricket. So this is some. I mean, see, this is somewhat baffling. Like, though we haven't won anything, but it seemed that the media is trying to ensure that the women team is so much hype that they have already become the champions of the world, which I don't think. And if you look at some of the other cricketing, I mean, nations like South Africa. Yesterday, South Africa was just too good. I mean, against England, it was a clear cut upset, right? I mean, we never expected that England would go down so easily against South Africa, that too in the same innings of a World Cup.
And England
The
has won
South
the World
African
Cup 4 times. England is a
four
four-time world
times,
champion.
four-time world champion, and they do have all their superstars like Heather Knight. They have Nat Shiver Brunt. All these players are just terrific. But still, they lost to South Africa, I think, by more than 100 runs. So it was an upset. Now, so that means the gap between the top teams and the lower ranked teams are listening up. I mean, I'm getting lesser and lesser these days. But just think, like India. I mean, though we have all the facilities, all the money with the Women's Premier League coming up, I don't see that they have done enough to justify their kind of semi-god status, and they need to do more. If they win the World Cup, maybe I'll change my mind altogether. But if they lose today, I mean, which is pretty likely that they will lose, they will go down eventually. I don't know. I mean, by what
They
margin
are
or
playing well now
But
currently.
they are
They are
putting
playing.
up a very good fight.
They're
So we
pretty
have
well.
reasons
They're
for
playing. They're
hope,
almost 200 for two now. Amit,
Yeah,
almost
no,
200 for
putting
two.
up a very good fight.
yes, yes, I 187 for two. at the end of 29, yeah, almost close to 30
24, yeah,
overs now.
they're
So
approaching
that
30 overs, but they're doing really
see
well.
we so that means we are playing really well. But if you see India's performance against Australia, what happens is usually all the important matches they go very close and then eventually lose the match. Even if you see, I mean, some of the, I think the Commonwealth Games, India were in a winning position, but they lost at the very end, I think, by 4 or 5 runs. So that's how, I mean, unless and until the match is over against Australia, just see the fielding of the Australian side. I mean, they are probably saving another. I mean, they have scored 338 and they are saving probably another 25-30 runs. So that means
That
India
is what you
actually
can say, correct. Fielding, I think I was very shoddy today. And that is where I would like to have both of you on the board. That in a knockout tournament, I mean, a team which is supposedly at home and trying to win, how could they play? I mean, how could there be 22 extras and
Ra-
so many
Rahul,
overthrows?
Rahul, I personally believe one thing. Like, irrespective of whatever format it is, see, you can have a bad day with the bat. You can have a bad day with the ball. That's perfectly fine with me because it's about technical things. It's about having a good day, bad day. But fielding is something that you can control. It's not a rocket science. Fielding is something maybe you can drop a catch. That's perfectly fine. But fielding, like saving extra runs, kind of diving in the outfield. These are some of the things that you can control easily. So that's what I mean. I saw totally. I mean, it was a shambolic fielding performance to see the list today. I was watching bits and pieces of the match, and I mean, if India loses today, it will be purely because of the fact that India fielded pathetically. So yeah, I mean, but just let's just hope that the fielding will not haunt us, and India will be able to win this match and maybe go one step further than 2017. But we can just hope for the best. Over to you on that.
Sudeep, India beat, thank you, Amit. Sudeep, India beat West Indies in a ODI series just before this World Cup. India beat England also in England in T20 and ODI, which created a lot of hype because England are the number two sides in the world. So what I was asking, Amit, India is number three, but is it India actually number three? Because they lost to South Africa also. A team which normally wants to win a cup, they can't lose so many league matches. They lost South Africa, they lost Australia. I mean, what do you think, Amit, Sudeep, is the problem with India's women cricket team? We have done two shows already. There are too many superstars in the side. Aging superstar maybe Harmanpreet, Sriti Mandana, Jemima Rodriguez, Richa Ghosh, Sneha Rana, Dipali,
I think,
6 or 7 big players. So
yeah, they
what
have.
do you think is the problem? And today, especially, I would like you to point out to the fielding side.
Yeah.
22 extras, 26 overthrows, and 4 catches dropped, including 2 by Harmanpreet. How do you look at that?
I think, they got, a bit overwhelmed, by this occasion. The pressure of playing at home, and that too against Australia, where they always start as underdogs. And being this as a World Cup semi-final, the situation, they were simply overwhelmed by the situation, and this kind of a pressure, this is a result of the intense pressure which the players are in. Of course, this is not acceptable. This kind of shabby fielding is never acceptable. But I today feel, the only thing I can justify is I mean, the occasion got the better of them. Because this kind of fielding I have never seen the Indian team. I mean, the fielding is not very of high standard, but today was atrocious, absolutely atrocious.
22 extras, 26 overthrows. I
I
have
think,
not seen
and
in
I think
men's
this
side also. I've
40
not
odd
seen
runs,
much.
they gave extra 40 odd
Yes,
runs, and that is
almost
going
40
to
odd
make the
runs and
difference.
338. Amit was saying just before you joined that 280 was actually what the Australian total was. And I
Then
also
India
think
could have
280.
could have won the match. India,
And
had
even
it been
one for
280, 290, then
even
there was an
one for
outside chance.
180 and they pulled it back to 265.
Uh,
And Gardner again took it out of India's reach in the last
but
few overs.
but let's hope, at least the batters are giving a tough fight. So there
Yeah,
is
it is
some hope. There is
197.
some hope. There is some hope.
Harmanpreet is playing well as of now, but I think
And
Indian somehow I have a feeling, which Sayak was also pointing in the group, that India's bowling is also looking very lackluster. Well,
bowling
after
was
Jhulan
absolutely
Goswami's
toothless.
departure, I do not see any bowler who can do so any dent at all. If you look at it, Amit and Sudeep both, most of the matches India is giving 300, which is an indicator that India's bowling is down.
Bowling is not.
Because India is giving
Rahul,
too many 300s.
Rahul,
Yeah.
one thing, and to both of you, like I think India missed a trick in not playing. I don't know whether she's injured or not. Renuka Thakur. Renuka Thakur. I saw bits and pieces of Renuka Thakur in I think
WPL.
matches against England when India won that series in UK. So maybe I don't know whether she's injured or not, but she could have been really
Renuka
handy
Singh or you are-
in
She's in the
the
side.
Olympic
She's in the
conditions.
side or she's not in the side also, not in the 15.
I mean, Renuka Singh has played today. You are talking about Renuka Thakur.
Renuka Thakur. Renuka Thakur.
Okay.
There is someone Renuka Thakur. Let me just see the name.
Renuka Singh is playing today, yes.
Renuka
That
Singh
is why I
played
got
today,
a
and
little confused also.
She bowled well. She bowled well. You know,
Yeah, I think so.
Sri Charani and Renuka Singh, they were the
Sri
same.
Charani bowled really well.
Really well.
I think I
Not
probably,
Renuka Thakur, something else.
Renuka Singh has played today.
let me see the squad. I'll tell you the name. Maybe she's in your. There is someone. I mean, she's a fast bowler. Let me see the squad. I'll just quickly tell. This lady. Sorry, my bad. Like Arundhati Reddy. Arundhati Reddy was a good
Arundhati Reddy.
choice. Arundhati Reddy was playing really well in England, which when I followed. So and also one more player. I don't know why she was left out. Maybe because to accommodate Jemima Rodriguez. Harleen Deol. Harleen Deol is a wonderful.
Yes, Harleen. We had spoken about Harleen. Harleen's exclusion was surprising, as was
Har-
Pratibha.
and Harleen Deol is a fantastic fielder. So we missed out that trick of playing Harleen Deol, maybe because to accommodate Jemima Rodriguez. But I don't know. I mean, let's see. Let's hope for the best that India wins this match and they prove all of us wrong that whatever selection, whatever fielding that might have actually led to this huge Australian total is justified by their selection, team
And
selection.
if they lose, I think this kind of fielding is going to haunt them for a long time.
Losing matches at home is not a problem. The way, the manner, I think MS Dhoni used to say this thing. The process is very important. If you follow the process,
He always said the process is important.
and I personally never saw this women's team follow any kind of process because you cannot have bad fielding performances for 5-6 games consecutive. One bad performance, which Sudipta was mentioning.
Yes, that
they
is
got
what I was telling
overwhelmed.
Sudeep also. You lose 3 matches and then you qualify is almost through the back door. A team which is good,
Absolutely.
you cannot lose so many matches to win, get to the semi-finals.
They might say that we got close to all the matches. I think they lost to Australia by 3 wickets. They lost to England or South Africa by 4 runs or some 4-5 runs. So in the end, if you see, they lost close matches. But if you cannot finish the games, that means that there is somewhere you are lacking. So that's
I
why
think
process is very
along with the
important.
bowling, the batting is looking wary also, except for 2 or 3 people. It is aged. I somehow feel like a lot of people are quite aged in that team now. Harmanpreet is 36 plus. There are 2 or 3 batters over 30.
Rahula, we are being carried by Smriti Mandhana to a certain extent. This lady,
Yes, and Jemima.
Jemima Rodriguez.
Jemima Rodriguez, Pratika Rawal. These 3 ladies of late have been really consistent. To a certain extent,
Yes.
Richa Ghosh has also been little consistent in this
Yes,
particular
Richa is
World
an
Cup.
X factor. Richa is definitely an X factor. Yeah.
So I have a question, like this
Yeah.
kind of fielding, atrocious fielding, and the fielding standard is not always high. So what do you think is the appropriate step the concerned person can take to improve their the fitness standards?
Sudhita,
Huh.
I have a solution. I don't know BCCI, and see, I don't have any confidence in BCCI. But what my plan? Not plan. If I would have been, let's say, given a choice, I would have definitely recruited some of the ex-Australian stars. See, Meg Lanning is perhaps the best captain we have ever seen, based on his track record. Meg Lanning plays in the Women's Premier League. So why can't Meg Lanning be asked to mentor the Indian team, especially at ICC tournaments? I mean, maybe she is not available. But someone like Meng Lanning, someone like Karen Rolton, someone like ex Aussies who are actually superstars of the game. Someone like, I mean, if you see Catherine Fitzpatrick, when I started to watch cricket, women's cricket, there was Belinda Clark. This they were superstars of Australian cricket. So why can't they be recruited as kind of mentors, especially during if they do not have time of India or India cannot afford to kind of have them throughout the year? They can actually look at this option of having them as mentors at given point, so that kind of our performance or fielding standard, or maybe at the grassroots level they can work to improve our fielding and overall overall play, like maybe the batting, the fielding, the bowling, everything needs to be improved.
I think
Just
this
because if you
WPL
just,
will be, I think, could be, one step, for improving this fielding. It'll happen
Correct. Agreed.
gradually.
I
just
think that's a good point,
just
Amit, that we can hire them. And with the amount of money also almost being same now, and with Amal Majumdar, the coach, I think I was a little surprised with today's performance, really speaking. I thought India should give a good fight. India is still giving a good fight. But the point what remains to be seen is the fielding was horrible today. 40 runs, you can in a knockout tournament semi-final, and that too, the captain drops two catches. I mean, I've not seen Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli drop two catches in a crucial match. I've never seen none of them
never
drop.
done.
Even Saurav Ganguly was
Never.
a very average fielder. Rahul Dravid, I've been
No,
watching
no,
cricket for
Saurav
long.
was a safe catcher. Rahul, Saurav Ganguly
The
was an
safe catcher,
average.
huh? He was a safe catcher.
Was
Correct.
safe catcher. I can't
Correct.
remember Saurav Ganguly dropping a sitter. Never. So see, that's why I'm saying. I mean, maybe there could be a
Today,
chance,
somehow,
but
I mean, Harmanpreet's fielding and especially the field placements that I was discussing, long on, long off, not there, and he's asking bowlers to bowl on the legs. There's no extra cover, and he's bowling on the pads. Weird field placements. I can only say
we
I've
are
not seen much.
Rahul, and if you see the women's Premier League, they have, I mean, in the coaches of women's Premier League, they are all from either Australia or England. So why can't we hire them as mentors? Because they have been champions earlier. They will have that kind of killer instinct mentality, or they might be knowing certain things. Which Amol Majumdar was a legend domestically. I mean, in
Domestic
domestic
legend,
cricket, I do
yes.
agree, but how come we will be able to kind of adjust to women's fielding and everything? I do not know. Maybe Kunalda
Correct.
has joined. Kunalda can, because he is from the cricketing background, so he can actually say that a coach might have, like, the coach, a coach can actually help any cricketer. But whether Amol Majumdar is the right fit to kind of help India uh, uh, do better fielding, that is something which is debatable.
Agreed. Now, I am surprised because I am surprised. And as we speak, Jemima has been dropped by
Australia
Yes,
dropped a
yes.
sitter. Australia
Jemima
has
has been
also.
Dropped a sitter.
a sitter dropped.
And Alisa Hilly. And
Alisa Hilly, one of the safest fielders in the town.
that
We
that,
will
that
win.
may
This
We
that
is
will win
may
this
today.
is going to be difficult.
We will win today. Don't worry about it.
Looks like surprising because India's fielding has been atrocious.
So that's
If India,
fine.
I think India is a 50-50 match now.
I would like to
J-
see India is winning from 102 balls. India need to 132 runs. I don't think it's
Hmm.
if Jemima bats a bit long and miss HPK 171, favorite cricketer of Amit. I guess the captain will
Hmm.
answer through his bat. No, I tell you an incident. Though it's irrelevant, dropping a sitter and then scoring a run. I played a match, a very nominal match in a competition or final. I dropped three catches in the first innings, and I was supposed to bat at number three. So the coach came to me and said, "K, how you feeling?" I said, "I'm fine." He said, "You dropped three catches today." I said, "Fine, but what do you feel? Shall I go at number three or later in the position?" He said, "Choice is yours. You make the choice because your frame of mind would be, very important for batting." I said, "No, let me go at number three." So I batted that day and I scored 89 runs. I was man of the match because the like Harmanpreet Kaur is not remembering that what happened in the first innings while he's batting. His focus is to score runs and get India home. I am sure India in a first kind of a World Cup match, playing against Australia in front of home crowd, that add a lot of pressure to the fieldings, to these cricketers. They're not used to it, right? A World Cup semi-final, knockout game. They knows if they are out, there will be a lot of criticism. That actually, I have not seen the game. I have just seen this message through the WhatsApp group and all how they have performed in the field. It is poor. They scored 40 odd runs, you minus 42, India's already won the game. It's 90 runs in 102
Exactly.
balls, a run a ball match. So definitely that pressure is always makes a lot of difference. I can tell you from my small experience. Even if you play a gully cricket, if you're playing in home, own mahalla, and there's a final game or semi-final game where you are no, if you're going to lose, then a lot of repercussions will come. These people are young.
But Kunal, I think Harmanpreet Kaur, why we are telling Harmanpreet, because probably she is the only one in the group who has played the most number of matches, being the most senior, being the captain. She shouldn't have been overwhelmed by the situation, right? Because she has already played one World Cup final. Maybe if this thing would have been done by maybe Sriti Mandhana or someone else in the team, I could have understood.
It
But only
happens.
thing,
It happens. I understand. It's very disappointing from this standard where you are playing in WPL. You are playing with the all round cricket with in and around the world with all the teams. The nerve should be strong. So
exactly.
I understand that. At the same time, I was hearing your discussion of bringing this all this legend of the game from outside, and you said if we can't afford, no, BCCI can afford if required. If
Uh,
BCCI can't, nobody can.
Exactly.
Correct.
I mean, see, if we are not improving, Kunal, my only point of view was if
What you're
we
not
are not
improving?
improving the fielding standard.
Today's match. In the moments of, give me an example, another fielding snub happened in any women's match.
I mean, Kunal,
I
India
don't watch so much.
probably
Amit might be watching,
no, no,
so Amit might be knowing.
no. I was just looking at the Creek Buzz statistics today. India has
Hmm.
lost. Sorry, India has dropped the most number of catches in the entire tournament. They are even below Bangladesh. That's the
Correct.
statistics which we have got from the
Fielding has
Creek
been very
Hmm.
Buzz.
sloppy, Kunal, this tournament.
So
Could be,
I see. I personally want
could be,
India to
could
win
be,
every match.
could
Every
be.
match. But I know that it is not possible in a sport. In sport, you will lose, you will win some. But Kunal, I mean, whatever little cricket, maybe 1% of yours I have played, I understand only one thing, that fielding is something that you can control yourself. Batting, bowling, you might have a bad day, you might have a good day. But fielding is, see, you might drop a catch also. That is also perfectly fine. But diving, making dives, saving runs, this
Hmm.
is in your control. I mean, I don't know whether you'll agree or not.
Fine enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I understand your point.
Yeah,
You're coming from
we'll
right.
close this, Sudeep. We'll close this. I
Yeah.
just have a last question since Kunal joined in a little early. Losing three matches. I mean, India has also never done that in when they qualified in one tournaments like Champions Trophy or the World Cup. They lost to Australia in the finals. Three matches, Kunal, you lose. Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and then you qualify for the semi-final. Don't you think that India is somewhat lagging in the women's department? Losing three and just somehow beating New Zealand to qualify.
First of all, I didn't understand the format. After losing three big games, how can you qualify? Number one, I thought
Correct. True.
India will not qualify. So maybe there's something to be done with the format. Number
Correct.
three, definitely the format has been designed by the ICC, not by the Indian BCCI. So
Hmm.
definitely it has been acceptable
Round
format
robin league.
in
It's a round robin
it's a
league.
round
Yeah.
robin league. So India won five, lost three. Maybe in that sense,
Three.
these are semis.
Hmm.
Yeah. So India lost to all big cricketing nations, if you consider Australia,
Correct.
England,
India lost all the big ones.
South Africa. And in the South Africa match, I was seeing a score. South Africa was 60 for 4, 1 point of time. So I thought India will
Correct.
take out the match. I think Indian women's cricketers are lacking the match temperament, big match temperament. That can be an issue, but it should not be because Indian board doing a lot. Indian board is sending them abroad, sending every country to play tournament to get acclimatized. They brought Australia here before this World Cup to get a good preparation. India played well. Smriti
Correct.
Mandana
Very true.
scored fastest 100. So there are
Correct.
a lot of things to be taken care. But I feel I know after every match or every lose or every last game we analyze much. But I feel BCCI, like they do for men's cricket, they also should have a focus in the women's cricket as well. They can put Gautam Gambhir as a coach of women's team, so make it a different affair altogether. Because Gautam Gambhir,
On that,
I
please
propose
carry on,
Gautam
Kunal.
Gambhir
No
as a
comments.
Gautam Gambhir as a coach of our Indian women's cricket team. That's it. Period.
Period.
Maybe once he finishes off this men's coach, then he will.
No, no, he will go back to
Thank you,
KKR.
Kunal.
He will go back to KKR.
I think he will go back to KKR.
Abhishek Nair has been named as the KKR head coach, which is really baffling to me. But anyways, Gautam Gambhir will go there as the head coach again.
Let's see.
Great.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Kunal. I think we will, as the match is going on, we only wish and hope that India is going to win, and India is really playing well. So about 120 to win of 18 overs, I think.